Hello, and welcome to Joanne's Healing Within. I am Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, your certified personal trainer, intuitive healer, cosmic energy reader, wife, and mother. And I'm here to help you see yourself as your best self. I'd like to remind you to share, like, and comment on today's show. And I'd like to take a moment to just give a shout out to my sponsors for this week's show to make this show possible. We're going to start off with Sherry Simpson, who is our intuitive business guide. She helps women declutter what's in their brain so they can align themselves to their business fantasies and desires, so they can be in the most highest moments for themselves, so they can attract the clients that they so deserve. Then we have Relax with Raquel, Key Mind Chi Therapy, applying massage and essential oils for overall wellness. Then we have good old Nick Rafter, our real estate agent. He's going to help you find that home or an apartment that fits your personality and your spiritual energy. So connect with him when you're ready to look for that new apartment or home. I'd like to take a moment to set our energy for today. But before I go into doing all that, I'd like to remind you or inform you, for those of you who are not aware, today is October 27th, and it is a new moon. New moon energy is all about new beginnings, new opportunities, and new possibilities. And with this new moon, it's in Scorpio energy. Scorpio is one of the astrological signs that falls under the water energy. So it's all about your emotions with this new moon's energy, and for that matter, as we move into November. It's all about your emotions, how your emotions are lying, what your emotions are telling you. And I'm going to encourage you to, for the entire remaining portion of October as we move into November, to come out of your head with your emotions and really feel them in your heart. That's the best advice I'm going to give you for your emotions. As with the new moon energy, I'd like to invite you also to take some time out to sit quietly and write down 5 wishes. 5 wishes. Why the number 5? Freedom, change, and unpredictability. So writing down 5 wishes and then go one step further with it by setting intentions to those wishes, whatever they may be. As with this new moon's energy, it's also a time where I like to say we are all being given a test. Every one of us are going through an exam right now. And this exam is going to show us whether or not we have let go of our patterns, habits, and beliefs. And at the end of this new moon's energy and the end of Scorpio energy, the big question is, have you passed the test so you can have a testimony? So that's the new moon's energy. For more information about new moon and how it sits on your chart, feel free to contact me, 646-236-9155. Now, for the cosmic energy forecast from the Chakra Balance Numerology Cosmic Energy reading, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle up the cards. And as I do, I'm inviting you to just sit feet flat on the floor, take a deep breath. Breathe. Breathe for the very first time. Breathe. And then once you've breathed, once you've taken that breath, I want you to think about a question you would like to have some insight on. And through the Chakra Balance Numerology Cosmic Energy Forecast reading, I'm going to help you gain some clarity, reset your energy, and raise your vibration. And let's see what card is going to show up for that information for today. And here's our card. It is in reverse. And interesting, this card has been showing up a lot for a lot of my clients that I've been doing readings for. In reverse energy here, lifting it up. When the card shows in reverse, it means whomever is listening, this is a powerful reading for. And our affirmation is Queen and King. Interesting enough that this card should show up today on the new moon because, again, a part of our patterns, habits, and beliefs are circulating around the question of Queen and King. Where is your queen? Where is your king? And are you treating your partner such as? So that Queen and King, are you looking to attract that king into your life or that queen into your life? And if so, what are you doing so you can align your energy for that to happen for you? And if you already have a queen or king in your life, are you treating them as such? What are you doing to make them feel that way? So that's the energy we're hearing for today. The chakra associated with this card is the sacral. Sacral is the orange energy, sits right below the navel, and it's all about realigning your confidence and also about self-esteem. Now, if for whatever the reasons are, you are not feeling confident, you're not feeling creative, and you're not birthing anything, new projects for that matter, it's an indication that perhaps your sacral might be a little blocked. And here's some ways of knowing if that is the case. Perhaps you might feel judgmental, or you're blaming people for things, or you're blaming yourself for things, or feeling a bit of shame or blame. So things to ask yourself, and how to turn around and realign your sacral energy so you can get it to flow again. I like to say the best way is through activity. Movement is always key to getting the sacral moving. And also doing something creative, such as perhaps drawing, singing, dancing, whatever it might be, but get that sacral to move. Our number for today is number 2. And 2, again, is about that partnership with the Queen and King. The partnership that you have with your higher self, and most importantly, your significant others, your parents, your children, your neighbors, your co-workers, whomever it is you have a partnership with in regards to your Queen and King. So that's our energy when we think about the forecast for today, and just really hearing about realigning your sacral energy, because as we move into this beautiful, powerful Scorpio energy, the 11 energy, which brings us into our 2 again, it's really about setting into your partnerships. How do you want your partnership to look? What are you expecting from your partner? And also for the careers as well. So what do you want your career to look like? What do you want the business you currently have to look like? How are you looking to transform that? And what changes are you looking to make so that can happen for you? So that's our forecast. Now, I do hope that this resonated with you. And for any of you who are interested in receiving a one-on-one reading, feel free to contact me through my email, healingwithin76@gmail.com. Please leave your name, indicate the question you may have, and let me know if you're looking to do a 30 or 60-minute reading, and I'll get back to you and make it happen. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll be coming back with one of our guests. We'll be right back.
The Mindset True Therapy invites you to relax with Raquel for intuitive therapeutic massage, body work, and energy work. Chakra 1 therapy, essential oil classes, days off mini retreat, aura cleansing, individual and group meditation, and cacao ceremony. We welcome you. Relax with Raquel.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. If you are just tuning in, remember to share, like, and comment. I just did a forecast reading in regards to the affirmation for today, which is all about the Queen and King. And the chakra associated with today's reading is all about the sacral. So allowing yourself to step into your confidence, birth something, use your creativity. This will also activate your sacral. So if you are feeling judgmental or causing yourself to feel blame or shame about things, that will help to get that energy to flow. And I like to introduce our guest for today, who's Skyping in, Terry Levine. She is the author of About to Break. So welcome, Terry.
It's great to be with you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. I'm so intrigued by this title, About to Break. And following you on Facebook and just getting sort of, I'm going to say, like the background of you for one, and about this book. So, in reference to how did this book come even about?
That's a great question. I wasn't even planning to write this book, to tell you up front. I went through something really, really emotionally difficult about 5 years ago. And I'm a very positive, happy person, as you know, and I literally was about to break. I felt I was going to be suicidal. And I had kind of this epiphany, like a download, that basically said, no, you're here for a higher purpose. And I started to tap into something, which was I'd never actually loved myself. I didn't even like myself.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, it's pretty huge. And so I went through a process, and the book is called About to Break: The Path to True Forgiveness. And I'll tell you a piece of the process. I thought I was very forgiving. I thought I'll do these radical forgiveness worksheets that Colin Tipping had come up with, and I'd forgive. And then I realized, no, I still held resentment, anger, fear, shame about myself and towards other people and incidents. So I kept developing processes. I used his process, then I tried other things. And pretty soon, I knew I forgave, like fully, and I felt self-love. So I taught this to 100 people, and they all had crazy transformations, and they said, Terry, this needs to be a book. And that's how the book has come to be.
There you go. There you go. Now, in reference to the forgiveness part, because I know, for myself and anybody else for that matter, I think we're all on this earth to get to that space of learning to forgive ourselves for one, and then forgive anyone else who might be responsible for anything that we're holding on to. Can you give some tips in regards to how one can actually go about that?
Yeah, so the very first thing that I do recommend is you sit down, you either do this with a journal or you do it with a recording or you draw it, whatever works for you, and you take decade by decade of your life. So I looked at 0 to 10 and said, what don't I feel good about that I either did or a circumstance or someone did to me? The book actually opens with when I was 5 years old, a group of boys tried to burn me alive in a box.
Oh my God.
Yes. And
At
if you had
5?
asked me, at age 60, did anything bother you? No, didn't bother me at all. I let go of that. No big deal. Oh, when I really sat down, I had anger, I had sadness, I had shame. And so I kept going decade by decade. Now, you might not have something quite that extreme, but we've all had some physical, some mental, some emotional things that we unconsciously hold. And when we do, we have less income, we have less health, we have less bliss. And that's why forgiveness is so important. So start there. Start decade by decade. What is really going on inside of me, and get it out.
And it's interesting because as you were saying that about being 5 years old and having this experience, right off the back, what I was hearing for you is that, yes, you are definitely here for a higher calling, because no one at 5 years old should have to experience that type of pain in their life. So yeah, you are definitely here for a much higher calling. And I believe that this book is just the beginning of what it is you're actually here to do, in addition to all the things you already do. So there's so much more coming for you. Yeah, so much more coming, and I'm sure you're already at this place where, in that forgiveness. But I mean, I'm so sorry you had to experience this. But at the same token, which is going to sound really morbid, and I apologize for it. But at the same token, I'm not sorry you experienced it, because
Me too. Get it.
because believe it or not, by you experiencing what you experienced has brought you to where you are. So I'm again, it's going to sound morbid, but I'm grateful that you experienced that, because it brought you to where you are, and you're helping so many other people transform. So, and I know the viewers are like, she's grateful that this poor woman had to experience this 5 years old, but yeah, I am.
So I'll share with you, that's part of the process in the book. I teach the forgiveness process, and I'm grateful for everything that's happened to me. As you know, I have a neurological disease. It's reflex sympathetic dystrophy, which is the most painful disease on the planet in the McGill pain scale. And I actually have gratitude. I'm like, you know what? This may sound strange. that's a gift. It's made me part of who I am, and it allows me to help transform other people's lives, not to inform, to literally transform. So I didn't find that morbid. I found that to be truth. Everything that you embrace and you say, thank you for this experience. I came here to have experience in this physical body. And instead of pushing and fighting against it and pitying and saying, why me? I now come from embracing and saying thank you, and the path to true forgiveness, not just pretend forgiveness,
Yes.
true is being willing to embrace that.
Yes, yes, and that's a lot to embrace. That's a lot to embrace.
It is.
Yes, and it's interesting because you've actually answered the second question that I had for you, which was about what emotions or physical symptoms have shown up for you that you have released during this process of writing this book.
So I'll go into that just a little bit
Sure.
deeper. So I wasn't going to write the book. I took 100 people through it, and they begged me to write the book. And I said to my publisher, I don't really want to write this book because it's a lot of my story. There's a lot of, quote, autobiography. And, in my little niche, I'm kind of known. And what if people see all this stuff? Terry doesn't look like the perfect person. And he said, well, let me read it. And he read it, and about 2 days later, he called me and he said, I cried reading the book, and you have to do this book.
Yes.
Okay, that's what he said.
Yes.
So I decided to do the book, and in the book, I started to realize as I was writing it, I had so much transformation through forgiveness, not just income. My health completely changed. I was in a wheelchair for a very long time. My health changed. Everything changed in my persona, my relationships, my communication. Every single thing changed. And I said, the book is healing.
Yes.
Forgiveness is internal healing. And then it came and brought me wellness. So I'm really glad you did ask that question.
Yes, yes. And again, unfortunately, my viewers, I don't think they know what you look like from previous, but I see you on a regular basis on Facebook, and hopefully a lot of them are following you on Facebook as well. And you have this amazing glow to you since you've actually wrote this book. From the last time I've seen you on the show, and even following you through Facebook, the amazing glow that you have. And I do believe it's because you wrote this book and this whole power of forgiveness. So I think this book did much justice for you, and it will definitely do much justice for a lot of people who's going to read the book.
Exactly. And every single person that I've taken through the process, those 100 people, continue to share with me, this happened, this happened. So when I say the book is transformation, truly, it's not fascination, it's not information. It's making a huge difference. And now I'm on a mission to create more and more healing and to bring the book to as many people as I can.
Interesting enough, when I'm actually also hearing, I don't know if you've actually thought about doing this or not, and if not, this is a light bulb effect, I guess, to do. I'm hearing that once people start purchasing the book, perhaps having not like a book club of it, but maybe a book club of it where people can actually interact with you and share their experience with you with the healing process of it. Because I do believe it's going to definitely open up a lot of it's going to open up roots for people where people are going to literally go deeper into themselves, and they're going to need an outlet. And maybe you can offer that outlet as support, or even have a team of people join you to offer that support for the people who are reading your book.
That is such a gift. Thank you for that. I've already been asked, is there going to be a way that we can connect with you? And I'm definitely giving a webinar to help people go through the process. So I'm going to take that into consideration and breathe it in. Thank you for that gift.
Oh, my pleasure, yes, because that's what we're here to do is, as people do purchase your book and they go into it and read it, many people may actually also be able to relate to it because, again, I do believe many people on earth experience horrific things in their childhood, and a lot of it is because we're all here for higher purposes. And I have this belief that the more horrific that you experience as a childhood, the higher your calling is.
I believe that too, and I believe that even if you can't relate to a particular story, you'll relate to something in your life. You'll still say, in my life, I had some mental, physical, emotional abuse, or a circumstance that I have not forgiven, or human being that I haven't forgiven, and or I haven't fully embraced the love for myself. Every single person that read the book, the 100 people that read the draft of the book, every single person said to me, while my story might not be your story, you telling your story, let me get in touch with my story. And I find that to be very important.
Yes, yes, that is. For the viewers, Terry, let them know how they can reach you.
So the best way, first of all, is to go to abouttobreakbook.com. That's abouttobreakbook.com. And the other place is to go to my website, which is heartrepreneur.com. And when you go there, there's free resources, there's a contact form, and I'd love to connect with your viewers.
Excellent. And there's also a flyer there with all your contact information so they can reach you directly as well. So Terry, I thank you so much for sharing this book and this information with us. Yep. And I'm looking forward to reading it. I'm going to definitely get my copy because I want to read it and have a breakthrough as well. So thank you.
It's great at gift giving. It's great for people you want to make amends with. So yes. Absolutely.
Yes. So thank you so much for being here. And I'm definitely looking forward to having you back here again. Some point, I'm sure there's plenty more you'll be sharing with the viewers here. So thank you again.
I appreciate you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Have a blessed day.
You too.
We're going to be taking a quick commercial break, and when we come back, I'll be introducing our next guest. Hello, Reverend Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, the owner of Holistic Fitness located in Auburndale, Queens, certified personal trainer with 30 plus years experience. I have created body and soul transformation to help with releasing weight, decrease anxiety, decrease stress, decrease physical pain, improve sleep, and help gain confidence and more. To receive a free consultation, email healingwithin76@gmail.com. I look forward to working with you.
Hi there, my name is Sherry Simpson. As an intuitive business guide, I help female service-based business owners to grow their business using their intuition, helping you to release the blocks and limits preventing your growth and allowing you to get the aligned action steps to take to grow your business. You can reach me at sherry@sherrysimpson.com, SHERRI @sherrysimpson.com. I look forward to helping you grow your business soon. Namaste.
Hey, this is Joe Monkman, and I am a personal development trainer. And that means that I help people step into their leadership roles, take their place as a visionary, really understand their own mastery in the world so that they can really find their place at the buffet of life. And if you want to know more, you can find me on my Facebook page at Joe Monkman and joemonkman@gmail.com.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. If you are just tuning in, remember to share, like, and comment. And you're probably going to have to go back and watch this because we've shared a lot of information with our first guest, which is Terry Levine, about her book and all the great information from the introductory. But now we have our next guest, which is Sherry Simpson, who is one of our advertising sponsors, and she's an amazing woman, so much to offer so many of us, and she is an intuitive business guide. But today we are going to be speaking about the 4 energy bodies and a lot of other information. So Sherry, take it away.
Hi there. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Absolutely. So I like to talk about the energy bodies because most of us, we know that we have a physical body, but most of us don't necessarily realize that we have 3 other bodies.
Okay, I was going to ask you, what the heck is energy bodies? I mean, I know what it is, but the viewers have no clue, so go for it.
Well, the mental body, people know they have thoughts, but they don't necessarily know that they sort of exist in this place around your head. So that is your mental body area. And for some people, it's quite large. It's not necessarily just the size around your head.
Aha.
And then we have our emotional body. So people, we know we have feelings. We know we feel sad or happy or joyful or all of these different things. Those are your emotional body.
Yes.
And then we also have a spiritual body. So for me, the spiritual body is how I connect to something greater than myself, to my spirit guides, to the angels, to the archangels. It's where the information in my Akashic record resides, where I have lived all my past lives, and all of that information resides.
Now, before we go further, because again, the viewers really don't know this. I mean, I know this, but if you can, in either one or two sentences, explain what the Akashic records are.
Absolutely. So the Akashic records, the Akasha is the fifth dimension and above. So it's that space in the ethers between all of the other things where essentially our past resides. It's not necessarily just our past, but if you have an Akashic record, and everyone who has a soul does, it means that you have a record of every single lifetime you've ever lived.
Okay. Interesting. And they can access this on their own, or do they need guidance for that?
Many people can access it on their own. Many people do it without knowing it. Okay. You can definitely get guidance to do it, and there's different ways or incantations and specific processes that you can use to access your own record.
And viewers, so you know, you can also reach out to Sherry for that, because she does that as well. That's one of her talents and gifts that she does have. So if you are interested in an Akashic record reading, learning more about it, feel free to reach out to her. So anyway, let's go back to those 4 energy bodies.
Absolutely. So I believe that we have 4 energy bodies, and we're trying to shift things in our lives. We often will only work on the physical. So let's say someone wants to lose 20 pounds. They will often eat the good things. They might go to sleep better, and so sleep earlier and sleep longer. And they may, do the exercise. But that's really only working on the physical body.
Yes.
So if you want to shift things more quickly, then it's my opinion that you work on all 4 of the bodies. So mentally, you want to tap into, why have I been carrying weight? Is it because I'm keeping myself safe, so separate from other people? Is it because I don't want to be seen? Is it because I'm afraid of being abandoned, so I might as well just create extra weight? Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense to me. I hope my viewers are understanding this.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And then when it comes to the emotions, usually people will emotionally eat. So they need to figure out, why am I eating ice cream? Why am I eating cookies? Why am I craving these things? And it's usually the body's tangible way of trying to experience an emotion.
Now, is it possible that someone can, let's say, the chips or the cookie, but it has nothing to do with emotions, or is it really all 90% of the time relating to emotions?
Well, it depends, because if you eat the chips or the cookies and it feels really good and you're like, oh, that was delicious, and then like later you're like, oh, I shouldn't have eaten that, or that's going to go right to my hips, or something like that, there was something else connected to it.
So what I'm hearing is, as long as there's no guilt connected to having that particular sweet or salt or whatever, then you're actually eating it because it's just something you're enjoying. But if there's guilt that comes up afterwards, then there's something, a much more bottom line to it.
Absolutely. And for some people, it might not necessarily be guilt. It might be the way that they feed sadness. So they're paying attention to whatever emotion they're actually feeding or getting from the food.
Very good. And now, we're always focusing on like the sweets and the salt. I mean, would that be the same thing as if, if someone, let's say, is a shopaholic? I mean, would that be the same thing?
It can be. So a lot of times we're feeling, just a lot of us on the planet are feeling, I don't feel enough, I don't feel worthy, I don't feel deserving. So a lot of people are sort of feeding those emotions, whether it's with food or whether it's with shopping or, whether it's frivolous relationships or whatever it is, whatever way they're doing it.
Interesting. So now, one of my questions that I have for you is, in reference to the 4 bodies and to attracting what it is we want to attract, I'm guessing that involves shifting the energy.
Absolutely. So you mentioned that I do Akashic record readings. That actually shifts energetically. So the spiritual realm, it makes people think, because they're actually writing lists, and it ties into the emotions, because usually people are connecting emotions in the things that they're writing, and I'm shifting emotions for them. So what I like about it is that when you want to call something in, you want to think about what I need to release to create the space. And then I'm releasing things that are belonging to energy I don't need anymore. So maybe I'm releasing sadness, maybe I'm releasing guilt or whatever it is. And then you want to call in the emotions that match whatever it is you're manifesting.
Now, would that be the same thing when someone's, let's say, in the process of wanting to declutter something so they can put something else there? Would that be the same concept?
Absolutely. So if you're decluttering, if you're doing it physically, then that's definitely a way to physically do it. And then if you want to bring in the emotional and mental bodies as well, then you would say, okay, why do I mentally believe that, like, what mental clutter do I have? But what's the mental and emotional attachment to the actual clutter?
Ah, interesting. Very interesting. Now, how is all of this connected to, tied to the law of attraction?
Absolutely, a great question. So the law of attraction is a universal law. It doesn't matter if you believe in it, it just functions just like gravity. So it means like attracts like. So if you have a lot of chaos in your life, you're probably creating more chaos because you're attracting more chaos. If you have a lot of love in your life, then you're probably attracting more love because that's just the way the universe works. The universe is not judgmental at all. So if you're feeling sad for a period of time, know that you're sending out this message to the universe that says, I'm sad, I want more sadness. And I know that sounds crazy, but the universe doesn't judge. So whatever you're feeling, you're essentially sending out like a boomerang and asking more to come back.
Yes. In fact, when you and I had our last session together, I had that light bulb effect where I realized, like, okay, so if I want to attract love in my life, I have to already feel as though I have love and start acting that way.
Absolutely. And I know that's a real challenge for some people, which is why if we release things that feel the opposite of love, we're creating space. And then we sort of call in the visualizations, and we might call in simple things like buying flowers for yourself, or, you know, getting in a bubble bath, or doing things that feel like love to yourself.
Interesting. So it is really about being mindful of what it is you are thinking or feeling. This way here, whatever, and I always say too that whatever it is we're thinking and feeling, what we are actually seeing in front of us is what we're creating. So it's an obvious thing that, okay, if this is what we're creating, then we need to come back and check in on our emotions, our mental thoughts, and what we're attracting.
Absolutely. And I feel that the way that it sort of comes down the scale or comes into the more physical is that the spiritual things kind of happen, and then those sort of trigger the thoughts, and we can trigger thoughts on our own, and then those thoughts actually trigger emotions. And some people believe they can trigger emotions on their own, but usually the emotion, it has a thought as a predecessor, so we might not know that we have the thought first. And then as those things start to sort of snowball, then it creates more physical things.
Interesting. So now, for someone who, I like to use the word, walking around with a low frequency, low vibration energy, what would be some of those things that they may be able to have to use as signs to knowing that they have low energy, low frequency?
What you're craving. So a lot of times if you're craving food that is not nutritious, so it's not green, it's not live energy, then so maybe you're craving potato chips or you're craving pasta or something like that. That can mean like, wait a minute, my energy's a little bit low because I'm not craving food that's higher vibe.
It's interesting you said pasta, because my sister called me today asking me if I would like to have some baked ziti. And I have not had baked ziti in probably, I can't even tell you how many years. And I'm like, well, you know what? I guess one day won't kill me, but will it kill me if I'm having baked ziti?
No, not at all. And you want to be just open to the emotions to say, you know what, I'm doing this to enjoy my sister's company, and I'm doing this because it's something I haven't done in a while, but it's not something I'm going to add to my monthly or weekly routine.
Exactly. So in moderation, if somebody were to have something, let's say as that chip or that baked ziti, or, you know, something that may not be the healthiest for them, as long as it's in moderation, not something they're doing all the time, doesn't necessarily mean they have a low frequency. It just means that they're just enjoying something.
Absolutely. And I think it depends on whether you're craving something. Like when people are like, I have to have, I'm like, why do you have to have that?
Exactly. Now, I'm just going to jump on this question only because it's coming to me, and I want to touch on everything in regards to what we just said. I just heard, and again, I'm like, I really have to ask this question out loud to all my viewers. Now, would that be the same thing when people crave sex?
It can be. Sometimes when you're craving sex, you're craving intimacy, you're craving physical touch, you're craving love, you're craving I want to say orgasm, like you're craving a climax, you're craving something. So you want to sort of pay attention, and it's a natural thing, right?
Yes.
I wouldn't necessarily say that eating potato chips or ice cream every day is a natural thing that we should be doing, but sex is a little bit different.
Yes, yes. But I just wanted to put it out there because I heard it. I'm like, really? I'm going to ask that question? Okay. So I am. All right. So, Sherry, for the viewers, let them know how they can reach you.
Absolutely. So they can find me by email at sherry@sherrysimpson.com. So my name Sherry is spelled Sherri. So that's Sherry at Sherry Simpson, and Simpson is Simpson, and that was .com.
Awesome. So now, Sherry, we're going to take a quick commercial break. You're going to hang out with me because when we come back, I'm going to give you a chakra balance, numerology, cosmic energy forecast reading. Are you open to that?
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. So we'll be right back.
Hi there, my name is Sherry Simpson. As an intuitive business guide, I help female service-based business owners to grow their business using their intuition, helping you to release the blocks and limits preventing your growth and allowing you to get the aligned action steps to take to grow your business. You can reach me at sherry@sherrysimpson.com, SHERRI@sherrysimpson.com. I look forward to helping you grow your business soon. Namaste.
I'm Nick Rafter, founder and owner of Nick Rafter Real Estate. If you've ever bought, sold, or rented a home in the New York area, you know how difficult a process that can be. But that's where I come in. With years of experience and knowledge of the New York rental and sales market, I can help you navigate the difficult process of renting, selling, or buying a home. Let me help you find the place to be. Here in New York, the best place to be.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. If you are just tuning in, remember to share, like, and comment. And right now I have with me Sherry Simpson. We just came from an awesome conversation about the 4 bodies and how utilizing your 4 bodies helps you align yourself to what it is you're looking to have and to become more aware of your energy vibrations. Can you add to that, Sherry?
Absolutely. I just wanted to add that when you're trying to shift your energy, if you can do it through multiple bodies at one time, it's going to shift far quicker.
Awesome, awesome. So now what I'm going to do with Sherry is I'm going to do the Chakra Balance Numerology Cosmic Energy Forecast reading. I know it's a long name, known as the Cosmic Energy Forecast. And Sherry, what I like for you to do is I like for you to think about a question. You're going to ask it out loud, so of course I can hear it. And I'm shuffling the cards as I'm speaking with you. And then I'm going to pull possibly 1, if not 3 cards out and give you some insight on your question.
Perfect. Are you ready for my question?
Yes, I am.
I am ready to create a coaching academy that combines all of my gifts. And I just want to know if you can pull any wisdom about that for me.
Ah, yes, I saw that on Facebook. I was like, ooh, you're looking for a title for it too. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm thinking create freedom because that's kind of what I'm about. But a title, if you have one that pulls through, that'd be great.
Let's see what we got going on for you. All right, as my deck of cards are about to fall out on the floor. It's when there's just too much energy going on. So what does Sherry need to know about her academy that she's looking to start? Do you have a start date?
No, I'm actually going to open it up to like a handful of people and create the modules live the first time.
Okay. All right, so your first card that's showing up is Higher Self, and it's in reverse. So reverse means the message is really important. And what I'm hearing here, because it's the Higher Self, which obviously you know this, it's really connecting with your higher self to get the answer. to get the guidance, as opposed to like reaching out to the outsiders for outside information. They're saying connect with your higher self. You already know the answer. You already know the answer to what it is you're looking for, the title of it, and how it can benefit you. And the chakra associated with it is the crown chakra, which makes sense because opening up your portal, and of course by opening up this course, is this a course or a school?
It would be an academy, so it would be a program where you got coached and learned how to coach others.
Oh, awesome. So with that, that's also going to open you up as well a lot more than you already are, which I'm sure you're aware of that.
Yes.
Yes. And the numerology we have here is an 11 energy. So yes, you're definitely stepping into your higher self and a bigger partnership with more and more people and helping more and more people become coaches, which is awesome. So now the next card that's showing up is also in reverse, and that's your creativity. So obviously you're going to be using a lot of creativity to create this school, and also helping others to tap into their creativity as well. Okay. Now the chakra associated with this one is the solar plex. And what I'm hearing here is, which you do already, is trusting your intuition, which I believe you're doing that, which is why you're creating this course. The number associated is 6 and 6. So that 6 energy is all about how you are healing yourself, and through what you do, you obviously do heal yourself. And it's also going to help others to heal as well, because for one to become a coach, they have to go through that whole process of working on healing themselves first, so they have the experience so they can work with others. And then we have that double 6, which brings us into a 12, which again, as a coach, you're communicating. So creating what it is you're communicating and manifesting it, which is what you are actually doing. Okay. And I'm going to go one more card. Oop. All right. Oh, self-love. This course is bringing you self-love. This course, as interesting as it is in reference to you teaching others to become coaches, this course is literally going to fill you up so much more. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I was actually missing sort of the teaching aspect of the coaching, and I was like, how do I combine these together?
Yes, and that's what I'm getting, is that this is going to bring a lot of self-love in. What I'm also, from this card, it's about also grounding yourself, because as you bring in more people and teaching more to become coaches, it's a lot about grounding, which, you know this, but even grounding more so, because you're going to be bringing a lot of people into this program. So definitely grounding. And the number associated is 7 and 3. So the 7 is how you actually came up with this idea. So now sharing with the viewers, how did this idea come to you before I continue the total combination of this reading? How did this idea come to you?
Well, most of them come to me sort of as a download. It's like this whimsical message that comes in, and I was like, I want to create an academy. And a piece of me is like, really? I want to create an academy? So it's like hearing this, higher guidance.
Yes. And I think that's awesome. Awesome. That's coming from your higher self, which is your first card. Yes. So that 7 energy is about how you were reflecting and analyzing and, really taking it all in. And that 3 is how you're communicating with your higher self. You have that open communication where you do receive the dialogues that your higher self has for you. Which is also really interesting for the viewers to understand as well, is that we all have the ability to connect with our higher self and to gain the wisdom of what it is we're supposed to be doing here on earth. And you are definitely in your purpose doing what it is you're supposed to be doing. And I'm sure you know that already.
Thank you.
Yes. And our 7 and 3 brings us to a 10, which is 1, which is all about a new beginning, which is what this really is. It's a new door opening for you, a new opportunity coming in. And when I hear the word new opportunity and new possibilities, besides the fact that you're going to be teaching others to become coaches, I feel like there's something else, another door that's going to open with this, and I'm not quite sure what that door is just yet. But I definitely see it. I almost see it as like a golden door that at one point or another, I feel as though once you actually launch this class, that's when you're going to actually open the door. There's something that's going to come out in addition to what you're doing. Do you feel that as well? Because I know you're very intuitive.
Yes, and it just feels like more freedom, more opportunity.
Yes, yes, yes. So three powerful cards: your crown, your solar plex, and also your root chakra. Three really powerful cards. Do you feel as though this answered your question?
Yes, and I'm kind of laughing because I actually pulled a card for you before I went live.
Oh, you pull a card for me, so go for it.
It's the Destiny card.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
So tell the
if we
viewers
look at
what
it,
that
it's very
actually
pink.
means.
There's a lot of love here, and we look at the ladies. There's 7 of them and 2 at the bottom, so we have 9. And it's a 10 card.
Interesting. Interesting. And let the viewers just know what that actually means so they get a better understanding. I know what it means, but let them know.
Well, there's a whole bunch of different things in this card. So for me, destiny is about moving forward. This makes me believe that there's different options, and that when we move forward with our destiny, it says that we're moving forward with the most passionate, with the most purposeful, with the most joyful option. And there's a circle here, and that always makes me think sort of bringing forward the wisdom from past lives, bringing forward the wisdom from this past in your life, and just bringing it all forward to create your destiny.
Interesting. Thank you for that. Thank you very much. And interesting enough, I wasn't going to share, but I'm going to share it anyway. Before we came on the show, in my water here, I had the number 8 in my water. And I actually took a picture. I'll post a picture later on my Facebook page. And I always think with the number 8, it's all about that infinity and the abundance. So, and being that your last card was about the 10 energy, and the card you pulled for me had the 10 energy, so it's like new beginnings, infinity, and abundance is what I really hear. So awesome.
I love it.
Yes. And again, just for the viewers, let them know how they can reach you.
Absolutely. You can reach me at sherry@sherrysimpson.com. Sherry is spelled Sherri, and Simpson, it's like Bart. If you used to watch Bart, it's Simpson.
Awesome. And if you could give the viewers one tip that they could take away with, that they can apply into their life right now, what would that tip be?
Well, that tip would be, if you're going to make changes, to do it more than on one level. So if you're going to make physical changes, then also assess the emotions and the mental process or the thought patterns associated. And if you can shift all 3 of those, it will shift far more quickly.
Awesome. And what I like to ask the guests to do is also pull out your notebook just for a moment, just so you can just take down some additional notes in reference to my share regarding what Sherry and I just spoke about, and what I like to leave you guys with as well. I'm a big firm believer in journaling, writing down what it is that you want to bring into your experience and what it is you're actually feeling. So this way here you could start that process of working on releasing, letting go, and making, as Sherry says, calling in what you truly want in your life. Because as we work on releasing, one of the expressions I'm going to steal from Sherry is like a Swiss cheese process. And Swiss cheese has a lot of holes in it. So if you're working on releasing things, but you do not call in things, you have holes there. And unfortunately, you're going to call back in what you release. So you want to replace what you release with the things you want to attract. So that's what I'm leaving you with. And Sherry, thank you so much for being here today and taking the time out to share about the 4 bodies, and helping people to recognize how they can transform and call in what they really want. So thank you for that.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, I'm going to bring you the conclusion of today's show.
Key Mindset Chi Therapy invites you to relax with Raquel for intuitive therapeutic massage, body work, and energy work. Chakra 1 therapy, essential oil classes, days off mini retreat, aura cleansing, individual and group meditation, and cacao ceremony. We welcome you. Relax with Raquel.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. If you are just tuning in, remember to share, like, and comment. Although you're probably going to have to go and watch this on Roku for next week to catch up and see what you've missed. We've shared a lot of information with the two guests that we've had, as Terry Levine, the author of About to Break, amazing book about her entire life and the things that she's experienced and how she came to the place of forgiveness. And then we had Sherry Simpson, who explained to you about the four body systems and how to really align yourself to what it is you really want to attract. So if you're not looking to attract sadness and loneliness, realign that energy so you can attract happiness and joy into your life. I'd like to remind you that if you are interested in being a guest on my show, whether you're a healer or someone looking to start your healing journey, I am accepting applications. All you have to do is send your bio and story to healingwithin76@gmail.com. And again, that's for any healers or those of you who are looking to start your journey. I love sharing your journey, and it's a great way to help inspire other people as well. Should you be interested in receiving a one-on-one card reading, cosmic energy forecast reading, feel free to send those questions to healingwithin76@gmail.com as well, or you can call me directly, 646-236-9155. And I'd like to invite you next Wednesday on November 6th is our first Wednesday monthly Chakra Balance Reiki Circle at Holistic Fitness. Please call to reserve your seat, as in our circle, it is a hands-on experience where you get to receive and give Reiki. You get to learn about Reiki, you get to learn about the chakra system, and you actually walk in feeling one way and definitely walk out feeling as though you've transformed, because that's the mission that I leave with you. I'd like to take a moment to thank Bobby and Rudy for making this show possible, and for all my viewers that do show up each Sunday and watch and share and like and comment. And again, you can always watch the show on the Roku channel. And till next week, I'm looking forward to sharing my guests next week with you. Till then, enjoy this new moon's energy. Remember to write down your 5 wishes, set your intentions, let go of what you do no longer want, make space for what you do. Have a blessed day. Till next week.